What's up, WWE Champions Universe? This is Lee from Champions Chat, and this is a look at how I got my first character to level 3 hype. Technically, I don't know where in the video this is going to be, because this was a interesting weekend, to say the least. But, you know, I did some polls for the loot, you know, the ones that they sent out, basically. And got that taken care of. Let's see if it's in here. So right there, you see I get 100 for Scott Hall of Fame. And he does end up becoming my first level 3 hype character. However, either in here or in the first set of polls that we got from it, I also got that for I'ma Get 'Em Jey Uso. And so, yeah, that's not here. So I went in with Sir Alex Law against some people this weekend, and I tried to use I'ma Get 'Em Jey Uso. Now, notice, my I'ma Get 'Em is 6-star silver. He has a strap. It's 100% health and some defense on there. So it's not like I've got him running, like top damage build. But I wanted to kind of see how this would go. I didn't have 150% gem damage strap, Fury 3s, all that kind of stuff. So I just wanted to kind of see what would happen if I took a Fury 3 that's low level in terms of like tiers and tier lists, compared to one of the best sets of guys in the game with Raphael, who's I think a 24 out of 25 on our power rating scale, if I remember correctly. He's very, very good. So we've got all of this right here going on, and I'm going to try and see what happens when I make these blues. He kicks out instantly. I mean, like, I know that wasn't the biggest hit, because, again, this is not a super-powered character. There's ways I could run him differently, etc., etc. But I wanted you to see how this plays out. Like, I barely touch him, even though I'm hype level 3 and he's hype level 1, and then he just destroys me. So I'm still trying to understand hype, as are many or most of you, but from what I can see, hype doesn't actually translate for lower characters, even if they're level 3, and the main character is level 1, does not translate to a disproportionate advantage. I know there's some thoughts that, like, once you get to level 4, you're just going to stomp people. I mean, honestly, as far as I can tell, the main thing long-term hype is going to do is once everybody's level 4, because I'm sure we'll get to a day, just like how, you know, a larger portion of people have 6 stars, you know, even if they're not 6 gold, they have at least 6 stars for a big part of their roster now. Once everybody's hype level 4, it's gonna. I think it's just gonna be like, what's the point? The only big advantage, disadvantage change is that basically your color wheel matters again, which I love. I think the color wheel is one of the most foundational elements of this game. That being like that he's an acrobat, which means, you know, powerhouses are going to beat up on him, and he's going to talk his way out of a fight with a show, or I mean, he's going to run, around the showboat, etc. So that's going to be the big thing, is you're just going to pay attention to class advantage. But as of right now, a level 3, granted 6 silver, yes, I could take him 6 gold. I've got the shards. I could take him 6 gold and try him out again in other modes. I didn't during this, and I wasn't able to hop on live, to make a video. But as of right now, I'm just not seeing the difference maker in it. When they talked about hype and they talked about being able to, like, increase lower tiered characters, older characters that you hadn't used in a while, I got really excited, because there's certain characters, like, I mean, honestly, this guy right here, if you run him with certain things that I didn't, especially a Royal Rumble plate or something like that, can be very, very good. But I don't think hype changed that. I don't think it changed it at all. And having a level 3 got me the advantage to go first, but still didn't give me the power to finish the deal, like to close the match out. So I don't know. That's just my thoughts. Right now, I think hype is an interesting addition to the game. I think lots of people are figuring it out. I would say this to close, though. My thoughts on hype. Whenever there's a new level, it used to be 6-star silver goes 6-star gold, et cetera, et cetera. There's always that period of a couple months where those who spend have a lot more, and you start to run into people in feud that you can't beat, that you used to be able to beat easily, and etc. And then it starts to level back out where you are starting to get competitive again. You have, what would have been, okay, now I'm starting to get 6-star gold characters. If you remember the rollout of 6-star gold, they actually were much more generous with the 6-star gold tokens than they were in previous iterations. In fact, I remember going from 5 to 6 stars that they had, my goodness, levels of when I got into feud. I was like, we hit the 6-star wall is what we used to call it in feud. Like, I hit the 6-star wall, I can't fight, I can't compete because they all have 6 stars and I don't. That's what it feels like again. It feels like you go in and you see somebody who has a good character that's hype level 2 or 3. I haven't seen any 4s yet. I hope that's not a thing for most just yet. But, you go into there and you're like, oh my gosh, like I can't compete with them. And I had that happen again in feud, which was a weird feeling because I haven't had that happen in, since probably the 6-star bronze era was introduced. I've been a lot more competitive since then, but there was a feud match. It wasn't this one, but there was a feud match where I just had to tell Jesse J, I was like, dude, I can't with my roster beat these guys because he had 2 hype level 2s and a hype level 3, or maybe even 2 hype level 3s. I don't even remember, females, and I had used my hype on the males. I had a little bit of hype for some of the girls, but just wasn't the same. So my thoughts on hype is I don't quite yet understand how it makes older characters that you want to use come back. Like, I still don't think I'm going to be using the Fiend as much as I want to. Probably not even Muscleman Bray, even though I want to. I'm not going to be using Armageddon Jey Uso like I thought maybe I would. So it doesn't really change the dynamic as far as I can tell so far of who's going to get boosted on my roster and who isn't. It's pretty much the same setup for that. Let me just show you one more quick thing, which is my hype. I didn't have my game loaded, so I didn't want you to see all my pictures, my family stuff. So on my specific roster right now, I did some hype pulls plus what they sent out. I've got John Cena, who's no longer a bad guy already. That was stupid. But the match was great at SummerSlam. Who's hype level 1. Sammy the Dude went hype level 1 as quick as possible. Asuka, I got her there on her own shards. Muda, hype level 2. That's a good one. I want to keep getting him up. I took Lyra to hype level 1. I took Nikki. Roman, I got his shards in one of those pulls. I organically took Ilya up because I wanted him. I can hype a Trickster. I'm not going to do that just yet. Vader, I got through his own shards of hype. Same with Julius, although I definitely like that one. I chose to take Indy up because the hype plus the multi-distraction reversals. I got on my second or so set of pulls that they sent out. The ones I bought. The ones they sent out, the ones I bought. However it worked out. I got JBL shards. Chain Gang Cena, I got shards of him. I got shards of Triple H, which I thought, can't I? Nope, I guess I just got enough there. I took a mommy up with the things I bought that got me wild card. Those are the words I'm looking for. I took her up. Penta I got shards of, and then Oozing Machismo. That's Goldberg I took up on my own. I wanted him with the wild card. Her I got shards of in that first set. Her in that first set. He's the one I've gotten the most, of a rare character or whatever. And it would be nice if I could have hyped level 2'd him, but Got some Viscera. Did get Becky. Becky, I'm almost at hype level 2 with her because I have 20 out of 30, and then I've got 9. So I've got 29 out of 30, and I can hype up Becky. So maybe something from the tours today. And then I've got somewhere Elias and Jay, and then Scott Hall of Fame. So Jay is my guy I kind of taking a look at here. I saw him in the feud, how he did. But if you go in, his talent level is only 30k. His primary color is blue, and that's doing 30k damage. Wait. Okay, there we go. 30k. So, yeah, if you look, like, Cody is not hyped, and he's got the same basic damage on his primary color as Jay does on his. I know hype says that it does provide a boost. It really doesn't say what. It's like, do more damage, but how? Is there a percentage? Is it move damage? Is it gym damage? Is it, toughness? Take less damage, but your toughness and your aggression are equal. So, if you have a hype level 3 going up against a hype level 3, does that mean that these two wash each other out, and then this washes itself out, and this So, like, as of right now, I don't understand how this changes anything once you get equal hype versus equal hype, with the exception of turn advantage. And the turn advantage being, if your awareness is the same, it goes to class. So if I go up against a powerhouse, the powerhouse is going to go first if I use this Jey Uso. That's all I've got so far. I know I'm not as read up on hype as I could be, but I think this provides a good perspective from someone who's in the midst, just trying to figure this thing out. Have you figured it out? Do you know what it does differently than right now? I mean, is there any advantage once you're going, tier 4 versus tier 4, tier 3 versus tier 3? It just seems to wash out for me. Maybe I'm wrong, but let me know what you think in the comments section. Like the video, subscribe to Champions Chat, and thanks for checking out my first hype level 3. Wish it was someone better, apparently. See you on the next one. Bye.